It's time for baseball on MLB Network. Ought to be a good one here between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Oakland A's. Major League Baseball on MLB Network coming up right after this. Sean Manaea, a lefty from Indiana, is on the mound here. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win every single time he goes out there. He'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
Stepping into the box, Bo Bichette. And we are ready for some daytime baseball. First pitch coming. Here it is. And afternoon baseball on MLB Network is underway.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
The windup and the 0-1.
Oh, that's it.
A very comfortable afternoon for baseball. 61 degrees our game time temperature. Blue Jays shortstop with a 1-2 count. Hit on the ground to third. Chapman has it cleanly. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Batting second, the second baseman, Cavan Biggio.
At the plate, Cavan Biggio, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Patrick Johnson.
Yeah, Dan, we got Patrick Johnson behind the dish tonight. Fairly standard strike zone most of the time, but he's definitely a pitcher's umpire.
I always felt like this. He'll give a little bit on the corners, both inside and outside. I think he's a fair umpire, but I would rate him more as a pitcher's umpire than a hitter's umpire.
And he looks at a ball, 1-2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. And now a pitch on the way.
3-2.
That was kind of a gift to the hitter. He's up there probably thinking of protecting on 2-2, but when you launch a ball that high out of the strike zone, it's obviously easy to take that one.
And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
To the plate now, Lourdes Gurriel. Yes, he'll take a look at ball 1. And it's a called strike to even the count at 1. Fly ball out toward left center field. Left fielder is on the move. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. Blue Jays go down in order, and now the A's offense gets its first shot here. No score. Hyunjin Ryu gets the ball for the Blue Jays in this one. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, when you look up the definition of rock solid for a starting pitcher, this is your kind of guy. Career ERA under 3, just knows how to get it done, controls the running game, limits the amount of damage, and more importantly, he knows how to win, and that's why it's going to be fun to watch him work in this one here today.
Stepping in, Marcus Semien. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Pitch on the way. And it's fouled away. A shortstop behind with a 1-2 count.
And that's his strikeout pitch right there. You know, you'll see a lot of guys swing right over the top of that one. But in this situation, he was able to hold back. That's a nice take.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball.
Man, he's going to be kicking himself when he goes and watches the video after this one. That's a changeup, 2 strikes in the wheelhouse. You cannot miss that pitch.
And that's the first out.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 22.
So the bases are empty with 1 man gone. And digging in now, Ramon Laureano. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. One out, nobody on. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. The pitch. A ball and 2 strikes now. Hard hit ball to second. Throw gets him, 2 down.
Batting third, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that means Matt Chapman will dig in at the plate. First delivery to him on the way. Ooh, started him with the change, and it's 0-1. A ball and a strike to count to Matt Chapman. Two out, nobody on. A ball and 2 strikes to count now with the bases empty and 2 away.
He's gone to the well with that pitch 3 times in a row. I'm interested to see if he changes it up right here.
Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. A's are gone in order. We are still scoreless. Second inning set to go. Now to the plate, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
First pitch on its way.
Hey.
Here's the 0-1. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. Sharp ground ball to third. Throw to first will be in time, and there's 1 gone here to start the second.
That's good. The first baseman, number 3, Drury.
Into the box, Brendan Drury. He'll get to take his first cuts here. And the pitch. And he fouls this one off. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. Hit out towards second. Barreto fields cleanly, and the off-balance throw gets him. Nice play for the out.
And this is not an easy play when you have to range to your right. He really didn't have a chance to get his feet set, so this is all arm. Nicely done.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and the big right-handed bat of Randall Grichuk saunters into the batter's box next. Here comes the first pitch. That hits the outside corner. It's strike 1.
Well located fastball right there. If he can continue to do that, he'll pitch deep into this one.
Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-1.
Boy, that's one of the toughest pitches to lay off. A hard breaking ball at the back foot. Tough take on a terrific pitch.
Swing and a miss as he ran that in on him. A ball and 2 strikes.
Threw that fastball right by him. He had no chance to get the barrel of that one.
Now he drops a changeup on him. Strike 3 called, and a great pitch there to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. And that'll bring up Matt Olson. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game. First pitch on its way. And this is low, ball 1. Two balls and no strikes. And this will be fouled away. Sent foul again, and after being way ahead, now it's even at 2-2. Now here's the pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Mark Canha will be next. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. And Olson with a drive out to deep right. And he leaps and makes the circus catch. My goodness, what a play there.
No left fielder.
So the base is empty here with 1 away, and striding into bat next, it'll be Mark Canha. Here's the first pitch to him.
Yep, that ball went out.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch.
Oh, that's off.
This is a spot you really don't want to be in with a great hitter like that. You can't just lay one in there, but you also don't want to run the count to 3-0.
3-0 now.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had the green light here. Matter of fact, I know he's got the green light here. He's looking for something set or cut, and he's looking to do damage.
And he'll just make him throw one over here. 3-1. And a full count for Canha now. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Might have been taking all the way right there. That pitch couldn't have split the strike zone any better, and you can bet he wants that one back at the plate.
And indeed, the throw will finish him off as they get the put out at first, and there are 2 away now.
The designated hitter.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring up the big-time power bat of right-handed hitter Chris Davis. Too low, 1-0. A ball and a strike. Bottom of the second here with no score. And that misses. 2-1.
Count.
Ryu's ready. Here's the pitch. Into center field. Line drive, base hit.
You know, D-Row, it's not always easy to hit in the day games. First 5 hitters, 5 up, 5 down. 6-hole hitter, though, he must have gotten a good night's sleep last night.
That's exactly where I was going, Dan. First 5 guys in the order looked like they were still asleep rolling out of bed. Those day games will creep up on you. 6-hole guy was locked and loaded.
He's set. Here it comes. High in the air out to center field. Richard will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. 1 left for Oakland. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. Teoscar Hernandez digging in now. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the 3rd after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
Here's the pitch. Sent on the ground, but right into the shift. Barehanded at his knees. Throw pulls the first baseman off the bag.
I know that has to be frustrating from a pitcher's standpoint, but nice execution, nice hustle. Bottom line, nice hustle. Pitcher's still 1 good pitch away from getting a double play.
You know, D-Row, one of the things you want to do is make quality pitches as a pitcher, and there's not much you can do right there. You make a pretty good pitch, and the next thing you know, you have a leadoff single on an infield ground ball.
And he lays off there 1-0. Hernandez aboard here at first with nobody out. Fastball was too much for him there. Swung right through it. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. It looked like the fastball got away from him there. Here's the 2-1 home. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Hey, you know the pitcher right now, he's looking for that best friend, that double play ball. This is where you have to really be disciplined at the plate and make sure that you get a pitch that's above the knees that you can get in the air.
Fouled away. Outside in a full count, 3-2.
Got to believe that runner from first is going to be in motion, especially in this situation. As an offensive player, just hit something hard because those defenders are going to be moving.
Full count here. Here comes the pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. And this will be hauled in shy of the track for out number 1 as the runner will retreat to first.
Batting 9, the catcher, number 9.
Up next is Danny Jansen. First swings for him in this one with a runner still at first and 1 gone. From the belt, the pitch. Popped up. Olson has a play. And that's the 2nd out of the inning.
The batter, number 11, shortstop, Bichette.
So it's back to the top of the order now. And in to bat next, the legacy Bo Bichette. comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. And that nearly broke our scoreless tie. Instead, it's a foul ball. Set to deliver the 0-1.
0-1.
Lays off the 1-2 changeup, and he's worked it back to 2-2. Throw over to the bag. A dive, but he's back. Here now the 2-2. A swing and a ground ball to third. Chapman's got it. Throw on to Olson will take care of him at first, and that ends the inning. One left for Toronto. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Digging in now, Sean Murphy, as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
Sean Murphy.
First offering on its way. And this is taken outside for ball 1. And he popped him up. Back into foul territory behind first. But this will land untouched. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball. Skied into straightaway right. Fisher's under it. 1 away.
Batting ninth, the second baseman, Franklin Barreto.
So digging in now, Franklin Barreto. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And looked inside, but that's ruled a strike. 0-1. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. Two and 1. Bases are empty. 1 man out. Could have been 3-1. Instead, it's 2-2.
Hey, I'd like to see a little bit more discipline in that. You get a count in your favor. He's swinging a pitch that bad. Not good.
Here now the 2-2 is laid off, and the count runs full.
It'd be great right here if he was able to work himself on base. You got the leadoff hitter on deck, and you know the middle of the order is coming up right behind him.
Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
He's looked great on the bump the first few innings of this game, and I think his ability to change speeds effectively has been a big reason why. That was a good change of speed for the strikeout there, and I've seen a lot of hitters look pretty off with their timing so far.
In now, Marcus Semien. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Semien in an 0-2 hole here. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
Well, that's a pitch right there you gotta just lay off. There's a good chance he's going to throw it on 0-2, and if you can recognize it starting down in the zone, you know it's only going to go down from there.
Ryu steps into his windup, looking to put him away here on a ball and 2 strikes. Line drive to left. Gurriel is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So they go down without a whimper here. 3 innings complete, and we are tied 0-0. So stepping in, Kevin Biggio. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these 2 teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
I'd like to see this lineup start working the count a little bit more and drive up this pitcher's pitch count.
That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1.
Well, that sets up a big pitch right here, Matt, because you don't want to lose the leadoff guy in a scoreless game. It's tough to work around the leadoff walk.
And the count will be full. No walks yet. Here's the delivery. Weak grounder down the line at third. Payoff pitch one more time. Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes.
This guy is really locked in on the bump right now. He's just playing good old-fashioned hardball right now, just rearing back and letting it go. And it seems like this lineup, they don't have an answer for anything he's bringing so far.
Stepping in now, Lourdes Gurriel. He swings and grounds it to short. Oh, look at Semien. He beat it out. Outstanding effort, but he can't get the out, so there'll be a runner aboard with one gone.
Hey, that's a heck of a job by the shortstop right there for him to range, at least get to that ball and show his pitcher with a diving stop. He's willing to get dirty all day long. Wasn't able to complete the play, but the effort was there.
At the plate, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. No balls and one strike. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. One and one.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
Ready with the 1-1. And a half-hearted attempt that time, but they'll say he broke the plane, and that's out number 2. So it's a runner at first with 2 gone, and into bat next it'll be Brandon Drury. As a look, now the pitch. First pitch is a fastball inside, 1-0. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors in the game for Toronto. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Outside, 3-0 now.
Hey, he's had great command all day. Want to see how aggressive he is in the zone with a 3-ball count.
Here it is, the 3-0.
Got to believe he had the green light in that situation. 2 outs, 3-0 count. This guy can certainly handle the bat. That's a perfect situation to let him loose. But I love the fact that he's keyholding a certain area, and it wasn't what he was looking for.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Popped him up. Murphy waits on it. And the inning is over. Blue Jays held in check. On to the bottom of the 4th now, still with no score. Into the box now, Ramon Laureano. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Number 22.
And now pitch on the way. Hit weakly on the ground to short. Bichette gathers it in. And he's going to beat the offline throw to first as the first baseman couldn't get the foot back in time.
Man, there's just no excuse for a middle infielder to make a play like that, especially your shortstop. Looked like a routine play, but for some reason, he just pulled the first baseman off the bag. It happens, but you never want to give a team extra outs.
And that'll bring in Matt Chapman. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too. Hey, this is a perfect opportunity for them to get on the board right now. Leadoff man has done his job. Now the middle of the order gets their shot at the plate.
Ball 2 now. 2-1 after the foul ball there. Nobody out, runner on first. To 2-2 now. From the stretch.
That's a classic piece of pitching right there. You have to back hitters away from the plate to make them a little bit uncomfortable. Now you can go inside or outside. I like that purpose pitch.
Over to first, Ryu. Runner's back. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Another full count pitch home. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
That's just a great pitch, both on the call from the catcher and the execution. If he hits it, there's a good chance it turns into a double play ball, but it's also a spot that's going to get a lot of whiffs too. That's excellent pitching.
That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson, as he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. He's running. Pitch misses low. The throw down. Not in time as he steals second. So he swipes second successfully, but you have to wonder now if that might actually end up taking the bat out of the hands of one of their better hitters.
Well, that's a good point, Matt, but I'd be a little surprised if that's the case. It's still early and the game is tied, so that would be a pretty cautious move to pitch around him here or just walk him flat out.
From the belt, kicks and deals. A ball and 2 strikes.
Great job of doubling up with a fastball inside. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher go in there, but they won't go back in there a second time. This guy's not afraid to pitch inside.
Runner at second here with 1 man out. fouled off. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And rarely do you see a player of his caliber fooled that badly, but he was tied up in knots that time. 2 away now. So coming to the plate, Mark Canha. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
The 1-0. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. Outside, 2-1. And it's fouled away. Two and 2. Here it is. Froze him for strike 3, and that retires the side. The A's strand 1 through 4. Still tied, 0-0. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Blue Jays to discuss his thoughts on his team's lineup so far. And he told me the quality of their swings needs to improve as the game moves forward. He said they're searching for ways to drive the ball with some authority because it's just not happening for them today. They haven't gotten an extra base hit yet, so it's been a real struggle getting guys into scoring position. But the key, he said, is not to panic. Sometimes you just have to fight through the downturns and keep your focus and energy high.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks.
Randall Griffith.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. Grichuk, a native Texan who was selected in the first round back in the 2009 MLB draft.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on a superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
Trying to send him packing for the second time. Hit on the ground for Semien at short. Scooped up. And they are not going to get him at first. He's aboard easily.
Hey, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step 1, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roy, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. If you know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
1 ball, no strikes to count. A runner at first with no outs here. That evens it up 1-1. Has a look, now the pitch. Now he extends nicely, and this ball's driven to right field and deep. And they take the lead. It's gone. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field as the Blue Jays take a 2-0 advantage.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Derek Fisher the next to bat.
The right fielder,
As he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Late on that one as it's fouled off to the left side. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
One thing that could nag at you as a pitcher is having to work really hard to get a guy that you think you should be able to cruise right through. He's not known for his offensive prowess, but he's putting together a real nice at bat here.
On a gift of a swing there, it's 3-2 now.
Hey, there was great arm action on that 3-1 changeup right here. He's got this guy thinking. That's the beauty right now. We go to a full count. Do you sit changeup or do you stay with the heater?
Got him swinging on the fastball there. Derek Fisher becomes the first out of the inning. At the plate now, Danny Jansen. As he'll take a changeup here for strike 1. Jansen stands 6'2" as you see him in the right-handed box. He was a 16th round selection back in the draft of 2013.
Hey, this guy's got a chance to be an absolute steal. Being drafted where he was, there are definite signs that he has a chance to make an impact at the big league level.
Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Tries the slider to ring him up, but he lays off 1-2. Still only 1 out in the inning. Trying to pick up that outside corner, but this misses, and it's back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just hung in there on that one. Look out. Don't want to hit him there. It's full 3-2. Bo Bichette will be next. Now the 3-2 pitch. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Now batting.
Back to the top of the order now. And into bat next, the legacy Bo Bichette. First pitch on its way. Hit hard down the left field line. But no one gets to this one as it lands in the home bullpen. A foul ball. Sets the target low here, and it misses 1-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And it's 2 balls and a strike to the Jays leadoff batter. Fastball misses upstairs as that moves things to 3-1 now.
1 strike.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes.
3-2.
Oh, this is hit high and deep out to left. And that ball gets down out near the wall and should be extra bases. The relay, but he'll be in there with a double. And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. Standing in now, Kevin Biggio, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike one. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Strike two. Drilled on the ground is short. Semien's there. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Jays strike for a couple as you get another look at the two-run dinger. On to the bottom of the fifth. It's now 2-0 Toronto. Back at the Oakland Coliseum, and before we go much further, let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, I talked to manager Bob Melvin during the break about his thoughts on the A's hitters to this point. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. No, they have not scored yet, but they have been successful in running up the pitch count, something they feel will eventually pay dividends on the scoreboard as the starter gets tired and they are forced to go to the bullpen. For now, they're sticking to the plan.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Next will be the designated hitter, Chris Davis. He singled his last time up.
Yeah, guys, still the only hit in this game so far. They've been pretty well shut down. Guys on the mound have really much controlled the whole outcome up until this point.
And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1.
Hey, this isn't exactly the way you'd like to draw it up. Not throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, but the bottom line is he's getting outs.
Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2.
This lineup is flailing right now. They're having a hard time just making contact, let alone putting the ball in play.
Boy, good cutting action to that pitch as that's the first out of the inning.
Boy, he's really on a roll on the hill right now. As we roll through it again, remember, he struck out the side in the last inning, and now he picks up right where he left off by striking off the leadoff man here. Let's see if he can keep this going for a little bit.
Ready now, Stephen Piscotty. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Changeup called strike one. Oh, look out. Hot shot to third, and there are two away.
Up next for Oakland, the catcher, John Murphy.
Stepping in, Sean Murphy. He flew out in his last at-bat. Ryu looks in. First pitch on the way. High in the air, carrying well out to deep center. Looking up is the center fielder. And it's gone. So it's a solo shot to dead center, and the A's are on the board now. It's a 2-1 ball game.
That bomb didn't tie things up, but they're only down one right now and feeling pretty good they can come back.
And next up will be Franklin Barreto. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
Hey, down in the count 0-2, I'd like to see a little choke and poke right here. Maybe work it up the middle or opposite field with 2 strikes.
Line toward right center. And that's a base hit. 1 for 2 in his first couple of plate appearances.
And they keep the inning alive with a base hit, but you can see that's only the third hit he's given up the entire game, so he's still in total control out there.
Into the box now, Marcus Semien, 0 for 2 on the afternoon so far. He's set and the pitch. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Hit the other way out toward right field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. But the A's get one back thanks to the solo home run. We're through 5 here this afternoon, and this is now a 2-1 ball game. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Lourdes Gurriel. He's set to lead us off in the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball over the outside, but in there for a strike. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. This is in the air out to right field. Piscotty's there for it. Makes the play, 1 away.
Now batting, third baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
1 out now in the Toronto 6th inning. And that brings up the big bat of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And boy, a high strike called there. That's not all that consistent, but it's strike 1. And he fouls this one off. Hit back up the middle. Barreto's got it. Throw will be well laid as he reaches it first.
Next to the Blue Jays, the first baseman,
Brandon Drury will bat next. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. No hits to this point. Runner goes for second. Here's a swing and a ground ball. And the hit and run works to perfection as it's into right for a base hit. And he is in there.
Boy, is that a thing of beauty right there. Hit and run to perfection, D-Row. Runners at first and third.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're trying to do. You don't see it in today's game too much. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of walks, homers, and strikeouts. But right there, manager sets it in motion, and the hitter just executes to perfection.
Yusmeiro Petit takes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away.
Yusmeiro Petit.
Here's Randall Grichuk. As he'll take a look at a curveball that misses wide for ball 1. The 1-0. Finds the zone, strike 1.
Well, the Blue Jays have been searching for that big hit pretty much all game. They're hoping they get it right now. This would sure be a good time.
Checks his swing here, but he does so in time. The 2-1 is taken for strike 2.
With one out and runners on the corners, some managers like to hit and run here. It's a little risky, but it can help you stay out of the double play if it's well executed.
Low-scoring game thus far, 2-1 here in the 6th. Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball.
I don't think he can afford another base runner here, so whatever pitch he feels best about, whichever one he feels most comfortable with, that's the one I expect him to turn to.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the second out.
It's been a really rough day for this lineup. There's really no other way to say it. Not a lot of good scoring opportunities, and when they've had them, like right now, it's just been an uphill battle for them to make anything positive happen.
So that'll bring in Teoscar Hernandez. Ripped down the line, and he tries for the backhand reach at third, but he gets by the glove down the line. He's in at second safely, as also on the play a run comes across to score.
Boy, this guy's having a great game here so far, D-Row. Home run earlier in the night, and that base hit right there drives in his third run batted in of this game.
Yeah, you drive to the park every day hoping your rhythm and timing is on point with that pitcher's windup, and that's exactly been the case today. He not only mixed in that big bomb, but now he's got 3 ribbies to boot.
Into the box now, Derek Fisher. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Well above the letters with the fastball that time.
Looked like he just tried to do too much with that fastball right there. He overthrew it a little bit. That's pretty much the case when you airmail a fastball like that.
Fouled away. Swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. A run for the Jays thanks to the RBI double. Through 5.5, it's now 3-1 Blue Jays. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and that'll bring in Ramon Laureano. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far.
Things not looking very good so far in this one, but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by a couple of runs, and this would be the right place and the right time to get something going. The last thing they want to do is to try to come from behind and win this one in the 8th or 9th inning.
Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hold. 0-2.
Man, this guy's really pitched well so far, attacking the strike zone, and he's really kept these hitters off balance.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Line drive to center field, and that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. So a good start to the inning for the A's as their leadoff hitter reaches base safely.
Up next for Oakland, the third baseman, Matt.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman. Fouled off. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. 1 pitch. We're in the 6th inning here in a 3-1 ball game. Now a changeup locks him up as he looks at strike 3 called. 1 away. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps, he'd still be out. But the only difference would be he wouldn't be able to complain about it.
So now to the plate, Matt Olson, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. Set to deliver the 0-1. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Changes up on him there, but it's 1-2.
Wow, really close pitch on 0-2. That just missed, and if he hits that spot right there again, he might get the call next time.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Hey, expect a challenge right here. Does not want to run the count full.
The 2-2. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
One of the things you want to do with a starter, get that pitch count up. Here's another productive at bat, as this count now gets to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
The 3-2 pitch. Making him work out there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Over to first, Ryu. And a dive, but he's back in there. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. And another foul ball.
Hey, have an AB right here. I know it's frustrating the heck out of the pitcher. You keep fouling these pitches off, maybe one misses over the heart of the plate.
Another payoff pitch. And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the 2nd out. That's back-to-back strikeouts now as they've been unable to advance that leadoff single into scoring position.
Yeah, clearly no problems working out of the stretch right now, Matt. He's taking control this inning after giving up that hit. Now we'll see if he can finish it off strong as well.
So now it's Mark Canha as the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. No hits to this point. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Ryu comes set. Here it comes. Slow little roller to third. And a close play at second, but the throw does beat him, and the side is retired. 1 left for Oakland. Score holds. It's 3-1. Seventh inning ready to roll. Settling in now, Danny Jansen. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Lifted out towards straightaway center field. Laureano is there, and he has it for the first out.
The batter, number 11, shortstop, Bichette.
Striding in once again, Bichette. It was a two-bagger for him in his last at-bat.
And he's got to build off that last AB. He battled. Usually when you battle, you get in that swing mode. A lot of pitches, you'll swing at the rosin bag. I love the fact that he was able to work a double in last at bat. Let's see if we get more of the same right here.
1 ball, no strikes, the count. A 1-0 delivery.
Ball 2. Come on now, give me a break.
Up and in. Big danger now. It's 3-0.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
And that's in there, 3-1. We're in the 7th inning with a good finish brewing. 3-1 our score. And it's fouled away.
Well, somebody's sitting off speed right here. Only way he was late on that heater is he was expecting another changeup.
Here's the payoff pitch. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. But that'll hit off the wall in left center.
Boy, D-Roll, that looked like extra bases right off the bat. This thing caroms off the wall. Outfielder does a great job of getting it in quickly and probably does a good job holding him to a single.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not standing on second base there, but you run the replay back. He was busting it out of the box. It's just a nice job by the defense to hold him to a single.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Kevin Biggio stands in as he looks at ball 1 here. One-0 count. Here it is.
Nope, inside. Ball 2.
Clearly working the bottom of the zone, trying to get a ground ball for a double play.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. Lourdes Gurriel is on deck. Here's the 3-0, and he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. First and second now with 1 away.
Now batting, left fielder, Lourdes.
So it's a tight spot here. First and second, 1 man out, and that brings up the exciting Lourdes Gurriel Jr. From the stretch. Rising fastball, and it catches the zone for a strike.
With some traffic on the base paths, nice job by the pitcher to execute strike 1.
And that misses 1-1. And he fouls this one off. One-two is an off-speed pitch. No dice. It's 2-2.
Number 3 hole hitter up right now. Cleanup guy on deck. 2 ball, 2 strike count. I think pitcher wants to make something happen right here.
Runners are at first and second with 1 away. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down in the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously, the double play is more efficient, but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
To the plate now, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as he swings and lifts it in the air out to left field. And the two-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Blue Jays leave a pair as the lead remains 3-1. Justin Miller gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home seventh.
Number 60, Justin Miller.
Chris Davis next to bat. A hit in 2 tries so far.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast. They could certainly use that right now.
Here's the first pitch to him.
0-1.
A ball and no strikes. Here it is. Sneaks a fastball by him at the letters. It's 1-1.
Someone on this offense needs to take it upon themselves to have a quality AB and start the line moving again.
Sent on the ground out to second. He's got it. And a good throw gets him 1 gone.
The batter, the right fielder, Piscotty.
Now batting, Stephen Piscotty. 0 for 2 for him to this point. First pitch of the at-bat. Fouled away. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. Miller offers up perhaps one of the nastiest sliders around, and it won't be uncommon to see a lot of off-balance swings against it, and it'll be easy to see why once you see it come out of his hand. He's got a huge break on it. 1 out, nobody on. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
When you've got a guy that throws a good two-seam fastball, you have to be ready for him to try to run it inside and jam you. Good job to lay off that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again.
The 2-1 home. To short. On to first, and there were 2 down.
Now batting, catcher, John Murphy.
Digging in and looking for more, Sean Murphy. A hit in 2 tries for him so far.
And hey, it was a breaking ball to boot. This guy's a pretty good off-speed hitter. You could tell by that last at-bat he wasn't fooled at all. He sat back, waited, got the breaking ball, and didn't miss it.
Oh, and he has some trouble with it. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Nice effort by the shortstop right there. Kept it in front of him. That's all he could do right there, Dan.
You know, dealer on a spot like that, that's an infield single. That's a tough play. Just to knock that ball down was a pretty good job. But any way you look at it, that should be scored a base hit, and I'm sure it was.
Coming to the plate now, Franklin Barreto. He represents the potential tying run if he can launch one or find a way around the bases.
Yeah, Matt, I kind of doubt he's thinking about going yard, even though that would be the best result they could hope for. He's not a long ball threat, and he knows it, so he could just be looking for some way to keep that line moving.
First pitch of the at-bat. And a ball 1-0. And some action now in the Toronto bullpen as a right-hander starts to get loose. Now the 1-0.
That's Bolton.
Runner on first with 2 away. high in the air out to center field. And here's Grichuk to make the catch, and the side is retired. The A's strand one, and it remains a 3-1 ball game. J.B. Wendelken has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 57, J.B. Wendelken.
Now in the box, Brandon Drury. It was a single for him in his last at-bat.
Brandon Drury.
Here comes the first pitch. In there at the letters 0-1. Wendelken, a 6'1" right-hander. He was a 13th round pick during the first-year player draft of 2012.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
And even 1-1 count to Brandon Drury.
Count 1-1.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. There's a ball low. He misses with a changeup. And he struck him out.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp, and it backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Randall Grichuk at the plate now, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Now the 1-0.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
High and wide, 2 balls and a strike. Now some action in that Oakland bullpen, as it looks like a lefty started to get it going down there. 8th inning of this low-scoring affair. 3-1 our score. And a fastball, but he's losing it a bit here to 3-1 now. Three balls and 2 strikes to the Blue Jays center fielder.
Probably better that he let that pitch go anyway. After seeing a lively fastball on the pitch before, it's pretty hard to sit back enough on a well-thrown changeup.
Crowd gets up for the 3-2, and he loses him on a breaking ball.
Now batting, designated hitter, Teoscar Hernandez.
So standing in, Teoscar Hernandez, and we'll see if he can get something into the gap to make it interesting. He's had a great game so far, but needs the triple to complete a cycle. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. The 0-1 on its way. Runners on first with 1 down. This one's down to third. To second for 1. On to first, but not in time as he beats it out. So that one wasn't quite hit sharply enough to turn 2.
Well, when you get a ground ball in a double play situation, you always want to turn it, but that was a tough hit to do it on. You don't want to rush and make a mistake and get no out, so that was a good job to at least get the runner going into second.
Here's the first pitch to him. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
You got to love that as a hitter right there. It doesn't happen much, but when it does, you have to find a way to take advantage of the count.
The 1-0 home is taken, strike 1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1 home. Line towards center field. Laureano is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 1 left for Toronto, but they hang on to a 3-1 lead. Anthony Bass is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 52, Anthony Bass.
Bottom of inning number 8 set to go. So the Oakland lineup turns over, and to the plate, Marcus Semien. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
1-0.
And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. Popped him up. Biggio's there to make the catch for the first out.
Now batting, number 22.
Now at the plate, Ramon Laureano. First pitch on its way.
Nope. Ball 1, no strike.
Here's the pitch.
No bench off the plate. Ball 2.
And he gets this one over at the knees for the first strike.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Just off the inside part of the plate, it's 3-1.
3-1 count, tying run on the on-deck circle. You have to be very careful right here to make a quality pitch on 3-1.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner, but it bends just foul into the second deck. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Fielded cleanly. Throw in time at first for out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman, Matt Chapman.
So striding forward now, Matt Chapman. In prior meetings against Anthony Bass, just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. Outfield in the no doubles defense. Now the first pitch. Bass, once a member of the Chicago Cubs organization, he was signed as a free agent in the middle of last season.
Yeah, I know he expected to get a longer-term deal, but these are the facts right now. He is on a 1-year deal, and he is going to have to produce if he is going to get that multi-year he's been looking for come off season.
Fouled off. The 1-1, and it's fouled away. This is on the ground over to first. Drury has it, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. They still trail it here 3-1. Jake Diekman enters from the pen to start the ninth inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the ninth.
Jake Diekman.
All set to start the ninth in this one. At the plate, Danny Jansen. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First pitch coming. Here it is. Diekman is among a dying breed, those lefty specialists whose roles are changing with the new rules around reliever usage. Way inside with that one, a pretty easy take there.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
A 1-2 count to the Blue Jays signal caller. To the left side, but it's well foul.
Got to take advantage of that pitch right there. 0-2 breaker hanging over the heart of the plate. Not going to see too many of those today.
And a swing and a miss on the fastball, and there's the first out here in the ninth. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Stepping in now, Bichette. And he's first pitch swinging here as he lines this one into left field for a base hit.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Cavan Biggio.
At the plate, Cavan Biggio, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. Diekman, a 6'4" lefty. He's in the midst of his 8th major league season. And this one's in the dirt. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch.
Well, when a reliever comes in a game, he always wants to make a big impression, but I don't think uncorking a wild one was what he had in mind. Sometimes it takes a reliever a little bit of time to be comfortable on the mound out there, so we'll see if he can settle in.
The 1-1. One out and a runner on second base. The 1-2 offering looked like a slider that time, but it's 2-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. From the belt, the pitch, and he fouls this one off. Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Got him, and he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time.
Anytime a pitcher locates a fastball on the inside corner, it's going to be a tough pitch to hit. That one was spot on, and he had no answer for it.
Drury.
And it looks like they'd rather go after the next guy as the intentional walk signal comes here with 2 away.
That's what's called getting the treatment. Everyone knows he's a power threat with a bat, so it's all about not letting him be the guy that beats you.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First pitch of the at-bat. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1-0.
Ooh, he's really in trouble, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. This guy needs to find his strike zone in the worst way.
That hole getting a little deeper now. It's 2-0.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With two guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
2 men are on with 2 men out. Boy, nothing working for him at this point. It's 3-0.
If I'm managing this hitter right here, he doesn't even have to look down at the third base coach. You know he's got the green light. He's one of the best hitters in your lineup.
Taking all the way, and that's what you call a plausible strike there. It's 3-1 now.
3-1 with 2 on, and this is where you got to be geared up for something to drive. I don't think you can just groove him one right here. You still have to try to make a competitive pitch.
Fouled straight back.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Blue Jays leave a pair, and it's still 3-1. Ken Giles comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 51, Ken Giles.
So here's the Oakland cleanup batter, Matt Olson. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Nope. Ball 1.
1-0 pitch on the way. Pretty well hit deep down the line in right, but that's back into the seats. Foul. The 1-1 home. And Olson with a drive out to deep right. Into the second deck and gone. A solo shot here to straightaway right field, as it's now a 3-2 ball game. I'm sure you know it's coming after that bomb. That's right. Let's check it out on Show Track. And as the numbers come in, we see it was projected at over 450 feet. An incredible home run to watch.
The left fielder, number 20.
Standing in now, Mark Canha. As he'll lay off a slider too low, ball 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. The 1-0 is a slider looked at and called a strike. Good late break to the slider. 87 on the gun there. It's 1-2.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even up at 2-2.
Looks like that bomb earlier in the inning kind of put this pitcher on the defensive. Not being very aggressive right now.
Full count now. 3-2. No outs, nobody on. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Well, it's obvious that earlier home run he gave up is still on his mind. He had him 3-2, but he didn't want to give him anything over the heart of the plate to hit. So we'll see if that walk comes back to hurt him.
Now the A's designated hitter, Chris Davis. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. He's set. Here it comes.
Hey, this isn't going to be an easy save. These guys are making it work for this one.
Nobody out, runner on first. And this is a fastball that's right on the black, but ruled a ball. It's 2-0 now. And a good eye that time to lay off the fastball. It's 3-0.
Oh, man, it's just falling apart for him right now. That's a helpless feeling standing out there on the mound by yourself, trying to figure it out.
Three and one. Three balls and 2 strikes, a full count to the A's DH.
Very rarely does a pitcher like this leave one in a location like that. That's a pitch right there he'd like to have back. He'd love to swing at that one again.
The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Really important time for a strikeout there, guys. Tying run at first, so objective number 1 is straining him on base. And now with 1 out, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that run.
Outfielder Stephen Piscotty the next to hit. Fouled away. 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. And it's 1 and 1. 1 out, 1 on in a 1-run game. And this one's up around the eyes. 2 and 1. From the belt, the pitch.
Oh, that's too high.
You see a right-handed batter waiting next, but he could very well be pulled back as the situation dictates. The 3-1. A swing and a miss, and that'll fill the count at 3-2.
He was able to sneak that fastball by him on 3-1, so now we've got a battle on our hands.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
That's a big strike out there with the tying run over at first base. Now, with 2 outs, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that guy home. Probably need a ball in the gap to give him a chance.
At the plate now, Sean Murphy, as he'll take a look at ball one. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. Now the 1-0. A swing and a miss, strike one.
1-1.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, even though this guy's a righty hitter, he's going to get pounded with that two-seamer. He needs to make sure he catches this thing out front if he sees that pitch again.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. Oh, and that nearly sent us home and sent this crowd into hysterics, but it'll wind up a foul ball. Last strike now for Oakland. Fastball right back to the mound. And he'll just flip this one onto the bag at first, and that will conclude matters here as the ball game is over.
Well, that's not exactly how you draw it up. He gave up a long ball to make it interesting, but it was the only run he gave up, and he hangs on to collect the save.
A one-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. The Blue Jays used a nice 5th inning to take the lead, and they never gave it back. Hyunjin Ryu earns the victory on the mound. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.